Hello Internet, I am Torma Ximnus, and welcome to my reaction video for Volume 7, Chapter 7 of RWBY, titled Worst Case Scenario. And yes, it truly is the worst case scenario. Not only are Grimm running rampant through the city due to Arthur Watt's little display with on-site help from Tyrion, but Arthur Watt's display with on-site help from Tyrion is exactly what led to there being so much, let's just say I get the feeling that there's going to be even more rioting in the streets, and that some kind of assault on Atlas might not be too far off. And, oh no, worst case scenario, don't tell me that that Amity Coliseum is going to be coming down. What if Robin attacks Amity Coliseum as a form of payback for having one of her friends being attacked by who she assumes to be Penny Polendina, but in reality it was Tyrion, and the only ones who would know this are RWBY and probably Penny herself, but no one's going to want to believe her after what they saw. They're going to be pissed because they think that Ironwood's dog, as she's referred to by some, just went crazy and killed a bunch of people in Mantle for seemingly no reason. So yeah, this is going to be a thing. And now we get to see the fallout of the entire situation in now. So yeah, this is a thing that is happening. Oh boy. Well, at least the title's still nice and chipper. Is chipper even the right word for it? I don't know. Well, you know what they say, it's always darkest before the dawn, and if this is where things are supposed to start taking a turn for the better just a little bit, then it only serves that, you know, it's not serves, it just, I mean, it figures that things would get particularly bad before things start getting better. Story writing tropes and all that. I wonder if Ironwood actually does shoot someone, or if that's just a metaphor for something. Could be a metaphor for how he's pulled a trigger that he can't take back or whatever. I think the one part we haven't seen yet that's been in the intro is the bit where Crow and Robin are fighting against Tyrion. Yep, this bit here. I wonder how that's going to go. Well, actually, that could be this or next episode, since this is when the Grimm attack's happening. So if they roll those two things into one, then it would kind of make a certain amount of sense. And there's Penny. Ah, poor Penny. Yeah, that can't be good.
Following the most recent Grimm attack, a temporary prohibition of assembly is now in effect. There are to be no public gatherings of any kind. Please conduct your
And things are getting even worse.
This is for your own safety.
That is not a good look after everyone thinking that Penny just cut down. Yep. Yep, there it is. Yeah, that figures. I mean, to be fair, they don't have all the information, but that's kind of the point of what Watts and Tyrion were going for. And oh, hey, speaking of Tyrion... Oh, wait, that's not Tyrion. Is that Robin? Oh, did they take one of Robin's people? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Oh, hoo-hoo. That is one handy semblance. Being able to make everything an invisibility barrier. Does that cut out sound as well, or is it just sight that it cuts out? Because that is amazing. Whoa, what do we have here? Oh, holy. Dude! That is the most broken semblance ever!
More people are dead. Penny's been framed, and somehow Jacques Schnee is sitting on the council.
Yep,
Second
that's
shipment
not
for
great.
Amity that was hit today. It seems election night was the last push Robin needed to go from hometown hero to full-on vigilante.
Well,
I'm
crap.
afraid the problem is more complicated than that.
The problem's always more complicated than
It
that.
seems Robin has emboldened our suppliers in mental. They're refusing
that
to
right?
sell us provisions until the city is adequately repaired.
Adequately
Robin,
repaired,
distributing
huh?
The goods her team has stolen. The Amity project is completely stalled.
Yep, slowed things down. That was one of the things I was thinking might happen, and that turns out to be exactly what's happening. Whoa, what's this about declaring martial law?
You're not.
No, 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 no. You cannot unring that bell. Don't you dare do it.
Establishing communications, unite the world. We're appeasing a few city blocks.
Don't make it sound trivial when
It's
you know
not
it isn't.
trivial, and there's such a
Talking about
thing
how we
as
just need a
sacrificing
little
the
time,
future
but
for the sake of the
you're not
present.
one having to struggle.
We have all had to make sacrifices for the greater good.
Oh,
Council has had to bear
jeez.
a lot of the burden, yes, but
They're bearing all of it. The longer this waiting game goes on, the harder each day gets for people down there. And now you want to send in more soldiers?
Yeah, that's not going to help things, Ironwood. That is not going to help things at all.
Of these problems for the Grim.
Yeah, that's... She has a point. He can't deny that. The question is, how is he going to
Please, General
respond?
Ironwood. Squeezing Mantle this way, that kind of division plays right into Salem's hands.
Not to
That's why
mention, it's
Tyrion
what they're
is here
going
framing
for.
you.
Right. The reason we called you here in the first place. You're sure this was the man you saw?
Tyrion
That
Callows
is
was accused of murders
exactly
all
who
across
they
England.
saw.
A homicidal maniac who escaped justice when his prison transport was attacked by Grimm.
More like
After that, he was
escaped
never seen
justice
again.
Well,
many times
He
over.
works for Salem.
Yep.
And he's here.
If
He
we ever
is.
had any doubts Atlas was Salem's next target, I think those are officially out the window.
But now
The
we
question
have a
is,
suspect.
how are they going
We
to
can tell
handle
the
things
people.
now that they know?
Long-lost serial killer is loose in Mantle and the military has no idea where he is. Might make
Oh
things
yeah,
worse.
that's going to play real well with the folks at
Sick of
home.
Secrets. If we just told everyone about Amity, about Salem.
we can't.
And why is it that you
Talk about
can't?
Amity now. We risk Salem's forces, who we know are here, working to sabotage it. If we tell them about
Yeah, that's
Salem,
true.
we risk falling to the Grim before we can reunite Remnant. We
That's
have to
also
finish
a point.
the tower.
But there's also one other thing that he hasn't seemed to have acknowledged or even been becoming aware of, and that is the fact that if he establishes communications with the entirety of Remnants before announcing that Salem is out there, that means that the entirety of Remnant is going to go crazy all at once, which means the entirety of Remnant is going to
Yes,
fall
sir.
all at once. And Ironwood is showing himself to be seriously at his rope's end right now.
Thanks again
Holy
for the
crap.
assist on this, you two. Now we may all be split between different trucks, but we need to be ready to act as one in case Robin's team takes the bait. If you're
Yeah,
interested,
that's
pursue
most likely
me
going to
anyway.
happen.
Everyone else will move in as fast as possible. Going radio silent. Over.
But what if they act like they're going to hit one truck in order to hit the other? That could
Do you
happen.
think we should have told Ironwood about Salem before he put so much on the line for Amity?
Like you do.
Maybe.
I trust Ruby, but I think he deserves to know what he's stepping into. We all did.
Yeah,
You
that's...
don't agree.
Look around.
It's not as simple as that.
Embargo, the military presence, the restrictions on assembly. He's a bit prone to overreacting.
Yeah.
More like a lot
Our
prone
God
to
knew about it.
overreacting.
Still, he didn't have a lot of good options.
I'm not sure.
And you
that
think he would have more good options if he knew that Salem
Keeping
couldn't be
secrets,
killed, destroyed,
taking
or
lives,
gotten rid of at
It makes
all?
you wonder how far we're going to have to go to keep doing the right thing.
Blake,
Basically, she's thinking, what price is too high, and have they already paid it?
I know. But next time, I want to make sure we don't have to. And I can tell you, ambushing a huntress who's just trying to help isn't an option I'm thrilled about choosing.
Yeah, that's not great at
then maybe
all.
we shouldn't.
Meaning what? Tell her what's going on?
How is she doing?
She's confused, scared. We'll have
Oh,
her recorded
boy.
visual data shortly. That should prove her innocence, but
Hopefully, yeah.
damage has already been done.
A lot.
Things people are saying about her. If Penny hadn't been there, Robin would be
I don't think Robin is
Dead,
their
probably.
target. Salem's goal has always been to divide us.
And they're
And it's
certainly
exactly what
doing
they
a
wanted
decent
her.
job of that, that's for sure.
Just like at the Vital Festival.
And just like
Yep.
back then, someone is using our own technology against us.
And not for the
This
first
stock
time.
Footage of Penny came from her work all around Manor, stolen straight from our surveillance network.
Oh, jeez.
Technology. Oh, why can't people just do what they used to and fight to the death? A lot simpler. if you ask me.
We're dealing with the same enemy from
She's pining for the old days of dueling face to face.
the rest of that.
That's not how it is anymore, though.
And how would someone get access to that network?
Well, only a few people have clearance.
Not to mention that Mantle has not been getting any kind of upgrades, while Atlas has been getting all of the upgrades.
Like sewage or the heating grid.
The heating grid run in partnership with the Schneedas company.
That
What are you
right.
thinking? I don't know yet, but something isn't right.
Well,
Understood.
we
That's
in the
essential.
audience know that Arthur
How are you
Watts
doing?
is working with Jacques Schnee to help sow chaos and discord and get Jacques what he wants, but they don't know that yet, so I'm kind of wondering how they're going to react when they realize that Arthur is still alive. Most importantly, the people in Mantle who think that he's been dead this whole time.
Even if the worst does happen, you can always reactivate her again. So maybe try not to worry so much.
Wait, has Penny been deactivated?
Reason why Penny is the only one of her kind.
Oh? Is that right?
When the general first challenged us to find the next breakthrough in
Hey, a young Pietro!
most of my comments
Nice.
pursued more obvious choices.
Obvious
was
choices,
one
huh?
of the few who believed in looking inward for inspiration.
Yeah?
You wanted
What
a
kind of
protector with a
inspiration?
soul.
I
Yeah,
did.
sounds good.
And when General Ironwood saw her, he did too. Much to my
Nice.
surprise, the Penny project was chosen over all the other proposals.
How could you be
Nice.
surprised? You created an artificial aura.
Not quite.
What do you mean, not quite? He's supporting her directly with his own
Part of
aura.
yours?
Yes. And each time I rebuild Penny, it takes a little more.
Oh,
People
jeez.
get their wish and she's destroyed. I won't be able to.
If Penny dies again, she'll be gone for good. Forget being hacked so that she becomes incorruptible.
find
Just
whoever's
taking her down
responsible.
once more would be enough to...
I promise.
My gosh. Ah, jeez, that is so not great. And there is one of Robin's merry bandits.
Robin,
Scramble! No, wait!
Oh, come on.
Split up and regroup at the hideout.
They just want to talk. Well, that didn't go as well as they'd hoped. But at least the truck's not getting assaulted right now, right? Trying to stop her so they can talk, but she's not taking it too well. Oh, hello. Okay, that's actually pretty cool, using the bird with its wings up as a battle axe. Well, wrist-mounted battle axe. And not quite off her feet just yet. And can you talk with them
Ironwood
now?
needs me. He'll have to send more than a couple of kids.
And
He
that
is.
is not
stopping the trucks
what
alerted
this
the
is about.
ASOPs. We don't have long before they arrive, so please listen to us. You need to know the truth.
Ah, so they're going to tell her what's really happening.
Therefore,
Okay,
a
so
new communications tower.
That doesn't make any sense.
why doesn't it make
Tower
any
means the
sense?
kingdoms
I
can
know what
finally-
the tower means, fisticuffs. One of you
Fisticuffs.
take my hand.
That's a heck of a
What?
nickname.
You said time is short. Either take it or I'm gone.
So which one of them's going to go? Makes sense that it would be Blake. So what's that
Tell
mean?
me again. What is Ironwood building out in the tower?
Oh, her semblance allows her to know if people are lying or not.
He's trying to help everyone.
Nice.
Telling the truth.
Okay, so now she knows that there's not as much of a problem as she thinks that there is. At all, really.
Isn't out to get anybody. The people murdering civilians in Mantle are just trying to make it look that way. And if
Yep.
the same people learned about Amity, they'd do everything in their power to destroy it.
So who are they?
Quite right.
Who's actually behind this?
Yang, Blake.
Are they going to go that deep?
Well, look,
Oh,
we are trusting
yes.
you. So trust us when we say that Amity Tower needs to stay a secret until it's done. We just need a little more time.
So hopefully this will mean no more interference from Robin, right?
I won't stop until I know the whole truth.
Oh, come on! You're not even going to accept what you know now? You're going to continue assaulting the trucks just because you don't know who's behind things?
It's right behind that door.
Huh.
Staff of creation.
Oh, it's the
I
vault.
hoped bringing you down here might jog some memories. After all, it was your idea to use the staff to lift Atlas off the ground.
The staff lifts Atlas off the What? The what? What?
But with the staff, we have a constant,
Oh
seemingly
my
limitless energy source.
gosh. That means the staff of creation can't be removed, and if it's removed, Mantle is going to be crashed on top of my Atlas! They are going to remove the Colossus from his place of repose and cause the world to be crashed upon by the sky!
It can only be used for one purpose at a time. We're
Holy
gonna have it
crap.
done the old-fashioned way, dust and all.
Holy crap.
Strange. Knowing a part of me helps come up with all this.
You'll get used to it, I'm sure. Eventually, you won't even know who's who anymore.
Yeah, that's the part he's afraid of.
We did know we see eye to eye, but I wish I could ask Ospin what he thought of all this.
Is this when Ospin
I can
finally
tell
comes
you
to the
what I
fore?
The path you're heading down, where you're the only one with the answers, where you do the thing you think is right no matter the cost.
That
not
is
going to take
not
you
going
anywhere
to be
good.
good. Not going to be good at all. He needs to get out while he still can.
We have to stop Salem. Nothing matters more.
Some things
There is
matter
such a thing as a Pyrrhic victory, and paying
Being
too
like
high a price.
more. It's what makes us different from her.
Sometimes I worry that's her
Yep.
greatest advantage.
Is
Without
that right?
humanity, does she still feel fear? Does she ever hesitate? When Salem hit Beacon, even with all my ships, all of my soldiers, I was no match
All the
for her.
king's horses and all the king's
I've never
men
felt
couldn't
so
put
helpless.
Humpty together again.
The way she told me she was there.
Oh, jeez. So, he's dealing with a certain amount of post-traumatic stress after all that, I'm guessing.
It's okay to be afraid. You just can't let that fear control you.
Yep.
I am not going to end up like Lionheart. Do you believe in me?
You're not going to end up like Lionheart, you're going to end up like how
I
you
do
will
believe
end
in
up.
you.
Not shaken in fear,
Only you.
but losing your
I
heart.
think the best thing you could do is sit down and talk with the people you're most afraid to.
Yeah?
Now you are starting to sound like him.
Well, I mean, it was bound to happen eventually. Oh, geez. Penny's fretting. Winter's doing her back and forth pacing routine. What does that all mean?
Winter. What is it?
Oh, geez. It's a letter from Jacques. What does it say? Do we get to know what it says now, or do we get to only make guesses based on his facial expression?
What's going on?
It looks like you're getting your wish.
My father's first act.
It's
We've
calling
all
the
been
council
invited
meeting.
to dinner, where the general will be defending his seat on the council.
Oh, for crying out loud. I freaking knew that Jacques was going to push that far. It wasn't even a question of if. It was only a matter of when. He's a power-hungry jerkwad, and he'll stop at nothing to get what he wants. And no matter how much he has, no matter how much he's able to get, it's never going to be enough. He may well end up being the ultimate instrument of Atlas's fall and Mantle's destruction. Jeez. This is so darned nutsoid. I mean, seriously, just dang. This is seriously nutsoid. So, the Grim Attack wasn't shown at all. The bit from Blake and Yang's end of things, where, you know, what they were doing at the club and how that would have led to them being in the city and helping to fend off another Grim Attack, that wasn't shown. That was kind of pushed away and kept in the background. All we saw were the after effects, which to me is a little bit disappointing because it feels like, I mean, okay, I get it. To some, it would be just another fight scene, but there are certain amounts of character development that happen within a fight scene. Even after Monty passed, this still remained true. And the story may be more from a story standpoint and less from a combat standpoint now, where what is going on with the characters in the story is shown through words and plot rather than through some of the fight scenes with words and plot supporting the fighting. But at the same time, we still had things with the end of Volume 5, the end of Volume 6, and the end of Volume 4, where when the fighting happened, it wasn't just fighting, it was characters being developed in some way. There's always been some kind of story development point, some kind of character development point, some kind of beat that happens where things advance just that little bit more in the fight scenes. And, you know, it's also shown at the beginning of Volume 6 with how things went there. And yet, the Grim Attack, which could have been a point where there could have been a little bit more character development going on, either during the fight or just before or just after, was just completely glossed over. And I feel like that's a huge missed opportunity. So that's very unfortunate. But at the same time, focusing on the fallout just kind of shows how badly it's affecting everyone. Penny is confused and scared and worried and just sad and depressed. Team RWBY is trying to figure out how they're going to handle things. Ren seems to be getting, you know, more comfortable with how Atlas military stuff goes, whereas Nora seems to be getting less comfortable with it, which means there could end up being some kind of a divide between the two that would lead to trouble further down the line. And if that happens during a key point during the defense of Atlas, and that ends up being part of how Atlas falls from the sky and crashes on top of Mantle, that will be super not great. That would be a huge issue. And then there's RWBY trying to get Ironwood to see that, you know, maybe he shouldn't be so adamant about hardlining things, that maybe he should, you know, open up about things. Oscar is saying pretty much the same thing. Nora's basically done with all of this, and Yang and Blake have reached the point where they're not comfortable keeping all these secrets anymore, so they're telling Robin at least about Amity Tower, but not about Salem just yet, because that would be a really big bombshell to drop. And she's decided until she gets the whole truth, she's not going to stop, which is not cool. And now Jacques is pressing his advantage as a newly elected council member. And because the council, as it stands, was already scared enough that they were allowing Ironwood to do basically whatever he thought was necessary, Jacques is going to work to undermine him and turn that fear into something that enables Ironwood, into something that stops him and forces him to do what Jacques wants, or otherwise completely lose his seat on the council. In fact, I get the feeling that he's not even going to do that. I get the feeling he's going to bypass that and completely push for, hey, get Ironwood out of here, get him off of the head of the council, get him off the council completely, put me in charge so that I can do things that will help Atlas and Mantle. And by help Atlas and Mantle, that'll be his unseen code for what I want to do. Things have gotten just crazy right now. Just crazy. So, yeah, freaking ouch. But that'll be all for this video. As always, if you enjoyed watching, please be sure to subscribe for more, ring that notification bell so you'll never miss a new video. Comment down below with any questions or things that you want to say. And until next time, this is Torma Ximnus signing off. Stay frosty, my friends.